trust yourself, even when deep down you know that something feels wrong? Why you might feel guilty for having needs? Why boundaries feel uncomfortable? Why you over-explain yourself? Or why you constantly seek validation from emotionally unavailable people? These can actually sometimes be signs of being raised by a narcissistic mother, a narcissistic father, or both. Hi and welcome in. My name is Melanie Eddy, and I am a trauma-informed narcissistic abuse specialist with over 20 years of experience helping individuals recover from emotionally manipulative relationship dynamics. And this topic is very deeply personal to me because I am personally the survivor of a narcissistic mother. I understand not only the clinical impact these relationships can have, but also the emotional confusion, the self-doubt, the grief, and identity struggles that can continue well into adulthood. One of the most difficult parts about growing up with a narcissistic mother or father is that many individuals don't even recognize the dysfunction until later in life, because the behaviors often become normalized. Here are some common signs that you may have been raised by a narcissistic mother or father. You may struggle with chronic self-doubt. Even simple decisions can feel overwhelming because you were taught to question your own thoughts, feelings, and instincts. You may feel responsible for other people's emotions. Many adult children of narcissistic parents become highly attuned to the emotional shifts in others because they grew up trying to prevent conflict, criticism, withdrawal, or emotional punishment. You may over-explain yourself constantly. You may feel the need to defend your choices, prove your intentions, or justify your boundaries because your reality was repeatedly invalidated growing up. You may struggle with guilt when prioritizing yourself. Many individuals raised by narcissistic parents were conditioned to believe that having needs, boundaries, or independence was actually selfish. You may attract emotionally manipulative or narcissistic relationships in adulthood, not because you are weak or codependent, but because your nervous system became familiar with inconsistency, emotional unpredictability, and earning love through self-sacrifice. You may also feel grief for the mother or the father who is still alive, and that can be one of the most painful parts. I know that it was my experience. Grieving the mother and father that you needed but didn't receive, very normal. Many survivors struggle because they continue hoping for emotional accountability, empathy, validation, or repair that may never fully come. And listen, I want to say this clearly. Recognizing these patterns does not mean that you hate your mother or father. It just means you're beginning to understand the impact the relationship had on your emotional development, your identity, nervous system, and your self-worth. But the good news is that healing is possible. Recovering often involves learning to trust yourself, building healthy boundaries, regulating your nervous system, grieving unmet childhood needs, and developing a stronger sense of identity outside of survival mode. And if you are just beginning to recognize these patterns, you certainly are not alone. If you live in Pennsylvania, Delaware, or Florida, I offer trauma-informed therapy for individuals healing from emotionally manipulative family and relationship dynamics. Or if you would like direct guidance regarding narcissistic abuse recovery, coaching may be appropriate if you are outside of those states that I just mentioned. You can schedule a free consultation or discovery call through the link below. And if this video resonates with you, subscribe for more education, recovery support around narcissistic abuse, trauma bonds, emotional manipulation, and healing. Thanks so much for stopping by.